All right, well, we're skipping the intro because it started at a bit of an awkward time for that load, but we are getting into game number 1, semifinals match for this week's Olimoleague, featuring 2 absolutely fantastic Zerg players. But an airplane's going overhead, so Zombie Girl, why don't you kick us off while I mute?
All right. It's game number 1 in the bottom left, because I didn't get enough time to put your camera on. It is the red Zerg, soO.
And the upper right, gone for that early pool. He's been pretty cheeky in ZvZs. It's Impact.
Yes,
Now,
he has.
Again, this is a pool that if it comes without gas, it's not expected to be a game over move, but Impact has been getting leads off of this, so I'm not surprised to see him do this. And he's been playing absolutely fantastic Zerg players like Rogue. Like, spoiler alert, guys, Rogue got knocked out of BTSL groups. He's not even in the tournament anymore because of this guy here.
Yes. All good points. Still having that bit war, though. In 3A power. 510 says last one.
Nice. Well, whether you stay on top or fall to the usurper, it's a lot of bits for one day, dude, and I really appreciate it. Kijero says, I'm just a mod for Shiver handling the hosting at the moment, but I know she appreciates what you guys do for esports. That's really cool. I was telling Zombie during the break, I don't really watch Dota so much anymore, but 2 years ago, back when I was really into Dota and stuff, Shiver was one of the top 3 people I would watch, so that host really caught me off guard. You bamboozled us successfully, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, that's certainly a surprise. But we have a surprise coming in here now for soO. Let's go to segue. Impact Lings are scouted by the Overlord as Impact would expect. This is not news to him, nor would it be that surprising for soO to see an early pull in ZvZ. How does he react, though? Impact had a pretty bad reaction to this and actually managed to still bring back a game yesterday.
Yeah, he starts a spine call in the main. I'm already not loving this. The bigger question is, do you let this die? Or, whoa! Okay, we'll talk about these bits in a second. Thank you, Diesel Zero Gap. But this is him not pulling the drones. He's not trying to defend the hatchery. He's happy to just let this die as a distraction. And I don't know that I think this is the best way to do it. I think giving this up for free is a little bit much.
You know, though, in a way, I might like this more. So, like, what? And I'm pretty sure it was Impact that had the bad reaction, right? To Rogue. Yeah. You know, he canceled everything and then tried playing a macro game, which he actually won, by the way, but it was a whole convoluted mess I can't explain right now. But what soO does is he just goes for the counter, right? Because he has Banelings and Impact doesn't. So maybe this ends up working out. It'll be very funky to see him counter with slow Lings, but he also might hope that Impact never thinks to make a Baneling nest, because soO should be saving as many minerals as possible and not going for the Baneling nest and the Lings.
You see this hatchery come down, right? You think this is where the money's going. I mean, the spy car, it's worth noting, got canceled, so this is why he's got money to work with, right? This is a very interesting reaction from soO. I can't say I've seen a lot of people do it this way, so I don't know whether this will work for sure or not. But what really catches me off guard behind all of this is the Evo chamber. I mean, we're not thinking Overlords. We're probably thinking like +1 armor, if I'm guessing anything.
I'm gonna guess +1 melee, just because that's been what it is lately. It's always so weird, though. Whatever happened to Carapace? Oh, it's Carapace! Yay! I'm actually really glad to see it's Carapace, because I don't know why +1 melee became so much more popular. I understand it's a faster upgrade to get, it's cheaper, but it doesn't actually help against Banelings.
Well, I think the melee upgrades became really popular because everyone was going roaches, right? And melee surrounded with roaches, well, goodbye roaches. But yeah, in this situation, there's like a lot of specifics for things. I don't know. This is just gonna double over for soO how good this will be, because if that's a big if, there's Banelings waiting for him on the other side of the map, he'll be able to take the hit. Impact won't.
What's funny is that soO doesn't need Carapace, he just needs Banelings. Impact is going for a follow-up all-in that is not scouted immediately, it is scouted literally right now.
I don't think he saw the Banelings, by the way. He's
has one
away
Baneling.
from it. Okay, now he sees a Baneling.
But
does it finish in time?
I mean, it's fine. It doesn't,
for the sickest hit!
It doesn't matter, though. There's so many more Lings for Impact, right? These got a ton more on the way. And now if soO can buy time for one more Baneling, actually, that is a huge difference, and he barely has enough gas for it, too. Impact is really going all in here. 18 workers, that's it.
The Carapace upgrade is really ambitious, but if he gets away with it, this is going to be so good for soO, guys. He's got a couple more drones he can afford to lose before it's like danger zone time, and I think he's deflected it well enough. And with a Baneling coming out, this thing doesn't even need an amazing hit, it just needs a half decent hit.
Yeah. Now he's gonna have Banelings and a Carapace. Like, the Impact is gonna have a hell of a time defending. He is trying to go into a macro game, just using the Lings as potential run by. Once he sees soO's Lings move out, definitely gonna grab that drone.
That's an ambitious drone to say the least.
But now Impact needs a Baneling nest, of course, and he also needs double the amount of Banelings than usual. Plus one Carapace is so close to finishing.
Well, if he needs Banelings, apparently he should be going out to ZeroGrad, aka Diesel Max Power, or the artist formerly known as Diesel Max Power, because he's got a few to spare. He Bane Buzz Chat after all, and even threw a gun in there for American reasons.
America. Thanks, man.
Yeah, thank you. 10,000 bits came from ZeroGrad there. That's what we were freaking out about earlier. Just replaying that right now real quick, guys. Thank you so much, dude. I don't know why or where or what's happening this morning, but god damn, it's a good morning for StarCraft.
Impact's just making Lings again.
He snuck 2 over here, but he there we go. I was like, is he gonna make him into Banelings? I don't think soO knows about this.
No, he doesn't. They didn't catch him. We thought they went scouting. This could be huge. Impact needs something to happen here as he is down in that upgrade. Very, very important upgrade. But he has successfully hidden the Lings here to the north. He hid the Banelings, but they only killed 4 drones. They picked the worst place.
It's not only that, but like the Carapace for sure played a little factor into it too. But oh my god, soO doesn't have anything else at home.
Well, the first Ling attack didn't work, but maybe this one does.
Yeah, this one's got Banelings. Looks like he did borrow some from ZeroGrad. Comes in here to the main. He's just using the zone. I love that he's not getting greedy and using these on the drones. He could, and if he does, neat. But he puts them on the larva. He kills the Lings. He ensures that soO's not going to have reinforcements. And soO, despite having that Carapace upgrade, just doesn't have anything to benefit from it right now. A couple certainly spawned and this Queen's up, but this is still pressure that soO's got to hold. Another Bailey hit.
I think the Carapace upgrade has been really huge. I think soO would have already been down to like 10 workers, but oh, looks like Impact might have momentum.
Like a lot of these Zerglings are barely hanging on through these Baneling connections too, where he would have been washed off and dead otherwise. But the Queen finally goes down. There's still the threat of these Banelings. Oh, soO's got 6 army supply, and I don't know where it is. No, 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 no!
Yeah.
Close.
Yeah, he's choosing not to use that last Baneling on the drones that are all stacked up on his Lings. He thinks he has a winning move, and he's got to make sure that there's no more Lings to stop him from winning right here, right now.
I mean, he's got 24 workers to 14. The volatility of these Baileys, despite the Carapace, and even now the melee upgrades, it's just too much. GG.
What a funky game.
I just love that. Here we are casting a ZvZ. It's more likely than not going to go to Roaches. Guy cheers 10,000 bits of Banelings. Boom, we get Banelings. So if you could find a cheer mode for like supermodels or something and maybe cheer a bunch of those next, that'd be great.
So that supermodels appear in the game where you still cannot touch them?
Looking is fine too.
Just alt-tab, go to Google.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, actually, that's a good idea.
This is a weird thing. I hate to say that I follow Ice Poseidon still. Some people will hate me for that. Some people will love me for it. But I don't know if you know about this. He's been like, I guess, hiring like Playboy bunny models to basically hang out with him on his stream lately, and they've been doing some weird stuff, dude. Like really weird stuff. So I make jokes about supermodels, but honestly, keep me away from that mess. That's a hot mess and then some.
I do not know about that.
By the way, we had some gifted subs too amongst the hype from the bits. Jibby gifted a sub to Shiver Gaming and to Krjal, whose name I'm probably still saying incorrectly. Thank you very much for that, Jibby. Then some Froshin comes back for 9 months, and Ward 2022 primes it up for 4. Thank you guys for coming back. I guess turns out streaming is better than not streaming when it comes to maintaining a sub count. Who would have thought? All right, guys, we're hopping to East Watch. We'll see you for game 2 in a moment. All right, we're getting to game number 2. Spawning here to the lower left. He's actually down at the moment. Hopefully the new curse isn't the quarterfinals. It's the blue Zerg, soO.
And the top right as the yellow Zerg, it is Impact.
You know what's really difficult?
What?
soO would have, like in that last game, he had to really pick and choose between upgrades, between drones, between zerglings, and between queens. It was a real Sophie's choice, you know what I'm saying?
No, no, no. You can't do that, Rifkin. It's not okay.
Okay, but in all seriousness, I really hope there really isn't a new curse for soO, right? The second place thing was funny, it was kind of memey, but it would be really sad to see him go out here. On the other hand, man, Impact has really, like, we've known him to be a good player. We've been following this kid around since the days of Axiom, right? Impact's always been in BaseTradeTV's heart. It's cool to see him finally get to this point where he's actually kicking it. Like, he's got to the point over the last few years where he's regularly facing off against these god tier Koreans, right? And then oftentimes losing, but now he's facing off against these god tier Koreans and actually winning.
Yeah, way to go, Impact. Continue improvement. But that last game was so wonky, man. Impact had a successful early pool, and you know, if that was the first minute of the game and then you got to the last minute of the game, maybe everything looks like okay, but it's really not what was supposed to happen. He got the successful kill in the hatchery, but then soO had an upgrade lead. soO dealt with the first Ling flood really well. soO had a third base faster. soO had more drones for a long period. Like, Impact was not supposed to win behind in Baneling timing and behind in upgrades, and yet Ling floods did the trick. Just Ling flooding at the right time. It's magical.
Magical. There's a lot of planes going on. Normally it's not so bad this morning, so I'm actually gonna just follow this over for a sec and go shut the windows, guys.
Okay. soO is going for a fast evolution chamber again, and while last game it might have been a reaction to losing the hatchery, maybe it was some type of shenanigans that he has in mind when he wants to deal with losing an early hatch. This one is just part of his build, and is going to be the Carapace upgrade again. And I really want to, you know, just emphasize that it is mostly +1 melee. Like, I say 9% of the time we see fast upgrades in any, like, really any matchup. It's going to be melee. But I love Carapace upgrade. I think that it's good for a reason.
Well, I think what's beautiful about it too is the way it can transition, right? Not all these games will stay on Lingbane versus Lingbane, and if it goes to roaches, well, you've already invested in your roaches. So it's got a bit of a double benefit to it in that way. But trying to knock down these rocks, I really like this. If Impact can knock these down, he actually takes a really good Ling fight. This one survives with 2 health. But as long as he can knock these rocks down, it also very much closes the directions which anyone could come towards his base. Now he leaves it low. Okay, this is kind of interesting. By doing it this way, he could potentially trap his opponent in, rather than just simply keeping him out, or close it at the last second instead of letting these be haphazardly killed early on. I don't know what the thought process is for it he's thinking of, but it's cool nonetheless. I like the option. With 4 health, that's knocked down in an instant.
So this is really important. Impact saw still slow Lings and was probably wondering why. soO went for such fast Carapace that he did delay speed, and you gotta check, is it a roach game? Does he have a roach wall off? Or is it a Carapace game? Is it something even weirder, like a fast Spire? And Impact just got the perfect scout. So now he knows basically to double up on Banelings, and he should be okay. soO is quite committed to this without a third base. Although he might be getting one now, it's still pretty late.
All our bit bosses today are taken off. N3A went to go play PUBG and seek out some chicken dinner. Jibby says he's going to sleep, which means he's not really. He's just going to pretend to and hang out and chat for another hour or two. But if you guys are taking off, thanks very much, man. Have a great day, you two.
Thank you. Now, Impact makes a ton of Lings. He does not make any drones. soO, perhaps because he was scouted, slapped down a third, but then also slapped down a Roach Warren, drones, and a Roach Warren, and just goes on a +1 missile. So be it, I suppose. Because Impact is making so many Lings, it's actually totally fine for soO to do. Otherwise, I think he'd be behind in drones, right? But now he's going to have, hopefully, some defense against this.
Do you know one of the nicknames they have for him is the Lady Pleaser?
Why is that?
Ton of Lingus.
That's actually really good. That's pretty good. Oh, totally R-rated, but you know, it's pretty good.
Super safe for work, right? This attack, though, for the timing is important because 9 roaches, 10 roaches, they're all finishing right now. This is the only opportunity for the Baileys to really get any connections.
Oh, he's gonna grab the third base. Impact is following this attack up with a Roach Warren and maybe some drones here. This surround's very good.
I mean, this is the problem with Carapace, or excuse me, with Zerglings. Forget the Carapace upgrade. I mean, soO has Carapace, but if you get surrounded by Zerglings early on, Roaches in low numbers are not great. He gets the third base snipe, he gets out of there. I mean, don't get me wrong, guys. As time goes on, soO's actually not in that bad of a spot, right? He's got double upgrades going into Roaches. This is everything you want as a Zerg player. But he's missing crucial components to this, like a third and the Queens that just died. So this is not smooth sailing, despite what should be a great position for soO.
Yeah, another very interesting ZvZ. Impact has to be very scared of being countered because he does not have Roaches. He is significantly down in army supply and doesn't have any upgrades. But it being such a large map and soO still having to wait, really, for his Roach speed, the counterattack's not happening. Impact's going to get away with 10, 11 extra drones and a much, much faster third base, with the third base on the way again for soO.
Yeah, Roaches pushed this one off pretty easily. I do like that I really like the goal to make up for that, right? You've lost your third, it went down, like it straight up died. You could retake it at the normal spot, or you could take a risk and make up for the time you've lost with the gold. And I think that's kind of a cool way to go about it, despite, yeah, it is risky.
Mm-hmm. Oh, soO. These upgrades are still something to really be concerned about. Even though Impact has bought time, or was given time rather, to get to his own Roaches, he's not like exploding in supply here. If this was 30 above, it's no problem. He's 10 below, and 1-1 is not done for him, or even close to being done. So soO might just end up winning the game anyways.
Crawl in chat says, I don't know what to do with this emote. Ace IDK? Well, you just be skeptical. That's what it's there for. Exactly. Easy solution.
Impact's gonna have a heck of a time holding, but soO, you know, he's got a long map to go through, even with Roach speed. And Impact has a first advantage. He's gonna maybe move a Spine Crawler up here. He's got a couple Queens, maybe a Transfuse here and there. It's holdable for Impact, but this is soO's time to shine.
Yeah, the upgrades are going to be really difficult to overcome in this. I think the upgrades kind of almost, I would say, normalize Defender's advantage, and in that regard, soO's got the better army supply. But, you know, a couple of Lings here, a couple of Queens, they execute the Roaches, so there's no longer as much overkill being wasted in the shots, and then maybe it's not so bad for Impact, but that's a lot of hypotheticals. We're watching the numbers, and soO still holding strong on the Roach count, and Impact losing everything to this round. This concave, the 1-1, it's all too much.
The Roaches just aren't dying. So many of them are so low, but I feel you can really see the effects of the upgrades right here, right now. That Spine Crawler should have been moved up a long time ago too, because that would have been awesome to have. GG.
GG. soO ties things up. So he won't be eliminated so easily, and we'll have a third and final game to go to. I like the call out though, by the way, guys. This isn't even like the streamer sellout. This is the stream viewers sellout. Because ZeroGrad says, I can't believe nobody matched my bits. The investment for these bits, and I don't even want this stupid top spot. He's not even displaying. Like, he's chosen to hide the #1 gold badge next to his name. So he has successfully dick moved everyone to remove it, and then secondly he's like, I was expecting another bid war. I was gonna help these streamers out. I was being a great guy. Who's up for the challenge?
He still is a great guy.
That's true. Because of course before he got the name change, Diesel Max Power, he's been supporting the stream. He's been supporting Canny. Like I just see the guy everywhere. But all right, Catalyst is the third and final map in this best of 3 showdown. Big thank you to YoJo600. YoJo! Thank you for the 10 months of Prime subbing it up, man. And I don't know if remember we said it or not, but Tispiz, thank you for the 2 months as well. And a quick shout out to Juvia in chat. Did some League with her yesterday.
Oh, fun.
Did you know, by the way, League, so I know, right, StarCraft, don't talk about League, but dude, League has changed so much. It's been like literally years since I played it hardcore. They have like an in-game like voice chat system now. I don't know how to feel about that, but not for everybody. Only the person you're partied with.
Oh, I didn't know that. I had heard about the voice chat. At the same time, the Heroes voice chat debate was happening. So.
Yeah, that's caused. I'm surprised that caused controversy, to be honest, because I feel like Heroes in Overwatch has quite a bit of crossover from what I understand. And if voice comms are regular there, why is it not here? But anyways, Catalyst coming up, boys, girls. We'll see you soon. All right, oftentimes during the map intros, you don't miss much, but we actually had a larva cancel out of soO as he chooses to put down this quick 12 pull. So, ladies and gentlemen, spawning top left side of the map, looking to get some damage done early on. It's the blue Zerg soO.
In the bottom right, as the yellow Zerg, it is Impact.
Now, mentioned before, Impact actually had to deal with something similar to this against Rogue, but didn't handle it very well. It was like an awkward, not great defense from what I recall. Loses the hatchery.
So he lost the hatchery, and he canceled both the spine and a baneling nest. So, I mean, it's kind of like almost the worst thing he could do, other than also having to pull the drones and not doing anything with them. Ideally, like really, if you guess correctly that it's a not gas early pull, you can pull the drones and buy time. But we haven't seen that in the past 2 days.
Well, thank you very much to Drace. Another name I'm probably saying incorrectly for that Prime sub. Thanks for hopping on board. I think that for anyone who is new to the channel, isn't aware, you sub, there's a 90% chance your name is not getting pronounced the way you think it's pronounced.
Here come the lings. Vroom vroom. This time Impact does not immediately make a baneling nest.
Well, he'd need the spawning pool to do that, so.
Well, yeah. It was about as immediately as it could be, but not super immediately. And he also doesn't bother to put on a spine crawler. So I thought he was going to pull the drones, try and deal with this, but actually just going to let it die and then counter, or maybe counter, at least take out the lings.
Well, this goes down. I guess it's less of a fumble. I mean, the baneling nest gets canceled. I don't know how I feel about that, but this is definitely less of a fumble from Impact this time, but he's still not even safe yet. There's still a lot of Zerglings here that he can't quite fight. He wants to come down and take that natural base, but soO says, I don't think so.
These, it feels like the early cheese game in ZvZ has developed a little bit in the past couple of months. I know... Oh, wait a minute. Oh, micro. Okay, should be with the queen. Like, True has been doing well. Actually, that went really poorly. And trying to leave, he lost so many lings that now the queen is being attacked, and he doesn't have as many lings as he used to, and he almost loses the drone. Okay.
Yikes.
That wasn't as smooth as I thought it was gonna be.
This is so weird that this is total role reversal though. He's done with Impact or with seriously, and I swear to God, if he goes Carapace, then it is like complete role reversal, like mirror image type thing. This is the evolution chamber now finishing up, and it's Carapace.
Yeah.
But I'm sitting here very hesitant because this did not work for soO. Why would it work for Impact?
But it didn't work in the weirdest way. Like, just saying that it didn't work.
That's
really
actually very true. Yeah.
Explain how many other things went weird in that game. And like soO had the Carapace and the +1 melee and more drones, and he just didn't have enough lings and banelings when the time called for it. So, you know, this game, excuse me, Impact has no baneling nests. He has a little bit more presence on the natural, and he has a much faster third. Like, this was about as fast as possible, so he's kind of like double expanding. So a bit different.
Can't inject the spine crawler, soO.
No, I can't. Yeah, ZvZ just seems to have evolved a little bit lately.
That timing to run through here is really nice. Big scout on the main sees double gases taken. Gets a drone or two. Of course, he'll be running around for a few more moments, but these will eventually get cleaned up. Can you pronounce my name even though I'm not subbed to BaseTradeTV? The answer is yes, I probably can. But you'll have to sub to find out.
Yeah.
Yeah, you thought I'd read your name. You thought I'd be like, so-and-so is asking. You got him.
Got him. So these Lings get a really nice scout. You know, now Impact knows what type of game soO is playing. He saw the Roach Form being put down, and that tells you a lot.
One of the things I liked what Impact did, we saw this drone go over here, and I was a little thinking like, oh, maybe this is a fake drone. He knows the Lings are still here. Make it look like you're third, but you're all inning. But he didn't. He actually went into a pretty nice macro follow-up to this. And if at some point he also catches up to Roaches and ends up being Roach versus Roach, third base beats two bases most of the time. But soO's moving over to take his now, so he's not going to be sticking on this crazy all-in. I was thinking like, oh no, are we going to see a Nidus Worm, a quick Spire? Like, what's with this fast layer? Without a third base, but with a third base, it's less crazy.
Not just upgrades and Roaches, double upgrades actually, which is a little interesting.
Ooh.
Impact starts as +1 and then adds on a Roach Warren, but I was gonna say if he had just balled up some Lings and attacked, soO's faster third for this style of play could actually kill him. And now Impact's pulling up all these Lings, so.
By the way, the kindness today doesn't stop. 47S gifted a sub to Montana 1971. Thank you for that, 47S. But, you know, it's interesting because, while he does take this third, and you're right, if this dies, this is trouble. soO, I didn't realize, he completely skipped Zergling Speed. I only don't like this because his reinforcement potential across the map isn't there. So, like, let's assume he's not actually defending against Impact. He's the one being aggressive. He can't just flood Lings like a player normally does to reinforce and eventually overwhelm, because it's Lings that break the defender's advantage, not Roaches a lot of the time.
This doesn't look very good for Impacts. Like, if there's no Spinecrawler, 3 Queens, and 7 Roaches, that might be doable. But it was Spinecrawler, Queens with Transfuse, and like 12 Roaches with reinforcements already on the way. Impact is in a lot of trouble. He is going to be, I guess, even? No, he's going to be behind on upgrades, because he's... No, he's going to be even on upgrades. Yeah, I was right the first time. Maybe even on upgrades, but he'll be down in army. He won't have Roach speed, and
well,
it's a little scary.
One thing Impact is really good at doing, though, and this is just him objectively as a player, I'm not talking about this game in particular, he's good at splitting the attention of his opponent. So, while this might not be a great Roach game for him initially, if these Roaches are just kind of defending and then he's attacking and counterattacking with Lings, I can see him making good use of these. Right now, like as we see, he tries to distract on the left and go in on the right, but soO left units over here, so unfortunately a drone or two might still die. These Lings should still get out alive.
And soO's not trying to press any advantage. He knows how many Lings are still left over. And without Banelings, there's just no easy way to deal with them other than leaving your Roaches at home. So droning is the way to go. He will now be ahead in drones, but let's Impact catch up and even exceed him in army supply. It might have been later to the Roach Warren, but that's not so... Or the Roach speed, that's really not so bad.
That was a really awkward supply block through the Overseer going down, by the way. He does have Overlords on the way, so it won't be for long, but a little bit tough. I really thought Impact, though, like when he cut the drones for the failed all-in, like I'm with the Lings, I'm just like, there's no way he catches back up. But yeah, this is kind of going toe-to-toe with the difference of upgrades being the key element here.
Yeah, he's still behind ultimately with the +2 being done in like 30 seconds. And soO, I gotta assume he's waiting for that. By that time, he has a couple of Roaches maybe left at home so that these Ling run-bys still don't do very much. And he can push across the map to actually start posturing, having that upgrade lead. But these Lings, I really like that Impact saved him. These Lings are always a worry.
Were you assuming or assuming?
You.
A sub, bruh. By the way, oh damn it, now I gotta give it a shot. Juvia gifts a sub to Cantangerine.
Yeah, Cantangerine.
Snipe Hunt comes back for 48 months, and then, oh, is it that regular Walter? No, it's that fancy Fiji Walter. Thank you for that Prime sub as well. Also, someone in chat is asking, hey, I've just found your channel. Do you guys normally host tournaments or host them too, or what's the deal? You know what? I'll give you the better explanation when we're out of game, because a big attack's coming, but TLDR, we both cast, host, organize, and create content. All in one here on the channel. Tunneling Claws could really benefit Impact later, but he's got to hold up his attack first. Now 2 angles and an upgrade lead of 2-1 versus 1-1. Roaches and Ravagers, though, can go the distance if he lands some good Corrosive Biles, and coming in through that ramp, oh, you'd think some land, but Impact hasn't landed any Corrosive Biles, or at least not connected any.
just still ahead, 30 supplies, really dominating. I thought this would be a lot more questionable because his Ravagers weren't involved at first, but these Lings not helping as much as they would have hoped, and soO is going to win.
The Lings come in way after the fight's pretty much over. The Roaches dissipate, and I mean, if Impact had landed some Corrosive Biles, maybe this could have looked better, but I still think soO would have just overwhelmed, and that's going to be the game. GG, soO goes on to the finals.
Alright then. Poor Impact, still not quite able to pull through.
Well, soO is going to have to fight against a Terran. The question is which Terran, though. We're going to cast the other semifinals, so we got a best of 3 and then a best of 5 grand finals with Alive versus Bunny, and the winner goes on to fight against soO. But to answer the question a little bit more in depth, things like the Olimoleague we helped foster, right, and cast, but we didn't create this. Olimoleague created this tournament. But we create and host and cast a lot of other things. In fact, at this point, almost 100% of the content on the channel is ours. Back in the day when we started, right, we were kind of leeching off of Cast and Go for StarCrafts and begging for IEM qualifiers and Zotac Cups and what have you. Nowadays, we're hosting the tournaments. We're fronting the prize pool for the tournaments. So it's always StarCraft. We did try mix it and match and some other things, and maybe we will again in the future, but for now, the focus is on this thing called the BTSL. It's the Base Trade Star League. We've just finished the qualifiers, so if you've just discovered our channel, it's the perfect time because we're getting into groups. Yesterday, we had our first group with Korea. Tomorrow, we're going to have our second group with Europe, and then on Friday will be our first group, or third group overall, with the Asia Open bracket. So lots to come with even an offline finals in May 18th and May 19th. But man, today's a good day for subs. We're up to 943 subs now, guys. We're almost at like halfway to 1,000. But thank you very much to Lasse Christiansen. That was terrible for the 22 months.
It's pretty close.
Then McPaulo Frito, thank you for that prime sub. Brandy joining us on the channel. Quick reminder.
Lassie Christensen. I mean, so that would have gone with.
Yeah, but it just looks like it's got a European accent.
Okay.
Just kind of slapped on there. But real quick, guys, for all of our subs, again, new subs, old subs, continue with the PSA, the really annoying Rifkin, we've heard this 100 times message. Twitch is retiring the inbox system here on Twitch, and so far they have not announced any announcements to like replace it. So we're migrating everything to Discord. So subscriber messages, replay packs, all the benefits you get for a subscriber are going to be done through Discord going forward, including your partoofs and the real life stuff we mail out to our 12-month subscribers. So make sure you join our Discord. You can sync your Discord with your Twitch account. It'll automatically join you to all the Discords that you're subscribed to. Or you can go to discord.gg/BaseTradeTV. And we have a channel there called True Base Tradians. That's the sub-only channel. I encourage you to get in and at least have the info ready and available. You don't have to actually actively participate. You don't have to join in every single day. Just be able to access it is all we're saying. But some commercials. Thank you 47is for the 100 bits. soO to the finals. All is right with the world. We'll see how much further it goes, though. We'll see you guys here in a couple minutes.